Sultan Raha is a bespoke clothing business based in Tampa, Florida. So our first episode,
Yes.
first guest,
Yeah. Too many. First too many. Yeah.
is the Sultan,
Mm.
and a business owner, a
Yes.
young entrepreneur from
Correct.
Tampa, Florida,
Yes.
and has started an incredible journey. And we see that you want to grow incredibly. You have a long vision, like long journey with a great vision.
Mhm.
So I like to first of all, I don't think I am the best person to introduce your business.
Mm.
So just give us a kind of an introduction to your business.
Well,
What is it?
I mean, I can go really in depth, but just as far as, short introduction. So we are Sultan and Raha Bespoke. Okay. I'm Sultan, of course. Raha is the master tailor. He is my business partner.
Mhm.
Okay. Bespoke. So we specialize in custom suits, but not only that, what I've noticed within the time of the industry is we not only make custom garments of the highest level and everything is made in house, of course, but we're also in the business of, an individual buying back their time. You know what I mean? An individual would come to us, we cater to everything from start to finish of creating the garment, the measurements, the delivery of the garment and so forth. We are essentially private tailors, we're strictly by appointment, of course. So we have our own group of clientele that we cater to. But as far as the business itself, bespoke suits, custom made, cut in-house, made in-house, at the highest level with only the best of fabrics. All of our fabrics are imported from Italy.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Once again, at the highest level, we should cater to our clients. And then once again, what I've noticed is an individual or a client would approach us to save time, because once you go through that bespoke process, it is very difficult to go to ready to wear or off the rack suits. So
I see. Got it. Thank you. Thank you for the explanation. So, and that is all about your business.
Yeah.
Right. So, now, what is the story behind this business? What inspired you to start this?
Well, listen, man. I mean, for me, we'll start off with me. So
Yes.
I've always been, intrigued in the world of fashion, whether that will be streetwear or, formal wear and so forth. But, what I've throughout the years, I tend to go towards more bespoke and custom clothing, more of the world of suits. So throughout my time in university, so I was a major in international business.
Mhm.
I've always had a fancy for suits and dressing up and so forth. Throughout the mid-year, I was like, I'm going to have to make the change. I've always loved business and I've always loved, fashion. And for bespoke, that just was the best of both worlds for me. So what I did after that, I sought out one of the best mentors within London, Salvador. I won't mention his name.
Okay.
Okay. They're
That's no problem.
But, throughout my journey, I've learned from one of the most profound tailors, and not only regular tailors, but tailors at the highest level. These were tailors that were born and bred in Savile Row. Savile Row is the hub for royalty, for the aristocrats of the world and the wealthy, like Winston Churchill and so forth would get their suits made. But as far as, I was going through different, mentorships and so forth, and I've always found a difficulty with finding the right mentor that would, share the same vision, because tailors are accustomed to going from A, B to C. For me, I've always thought about, okay, let's figure out a way for us to go from A to C and then just minus out B, figure out a more efficient way, but also doing it at the highest level.
Yeah.
So, but that's, where everything comes full circle, because my uncle, which is the master tailor, Monsieur Raha, he's been in the industry for 45 plus years. Okay. Wow. Specifically within the tailoring world of Parisian tailoring. So that's more French and Italian inspired tailoring. And, he gets it, because within his industry as well, he was always bound to push tailoring excellence and always trying to find a way to better himself and find, different ways of tailoring. And think that's what makes us such a perfect match.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I'm like in front of the scenes, like I'm catering to the clients, you know, taking the measurements, pattern making and so forth. But he's everything. He's behind the scenes. He's making the garments. He's taking that care. It's a true art. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it is a master of his own art. But as far as the introduction, I mean, that's going to be a little bit about us. So.
Okay, wow. So you and your uncle,
Correct.
You know, joined business, and you had, so seems like you had an academic journey as well, but you didn't seek the regular route that, you know, get the degree and then go and find a job.
But that's the thing. I did get to do, because here's the thing as well. So throughout the first year, so I was still studying, but while I was also studying, after I would finish my studies, I would be going through mentorship, because we would do it virtually at one point. But at one point I had to go, you know, to London and of course, you know, see the tailors and so forth. That's where I really got to see the behind the scenes. And that's what really made me fall in love. I mean, I was like, this is it.
Wow. So you have been in London. So you studied in London. Am I right?
Yeah.
Wow. So, like, tell me your journey. Like, you are originally from Morocco, I heard.
Correct. Yeah. So my parents, they're from Morocco. I'm a proud Moroccan.
Yes.
Okay. My parents, they came here from Morocco. I'm a brother of 4. I'm the oldest. Very, you know, I'm a family man. Okay. By all means, traditions and religion has always been instilled within the household from a young age, which, you know, gives me my core values. And that is what I portray within the business world as well.
Wow. So, and then when did you get to Tampa?
Tampa. Well, I mean, we're born and breed here, man.
Okay.
This is born and breed here, man. I was born here. This is, you know, so born here, went to FIU, and then, you know, started to travel a bit of Europe and going through different mentorships and so forth. So.
Then you ended up in London and studying business.
International business here in Miami.
Oh, in Miami?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
In Miami. Okay. And then as far as tailoring, that's where London tailors came into play.
Oh, okay.
So Europe was mainly just for me getting introduced into the bespoke world.
Oh, wow.
Of custom clothing and so forth. I'm learning from the best.
Now you're sharing that in Tampa, Florida.
Correct.
Hopefully you will spread that whole throughout the USA.
Listen, man, the empire has to grow. We can't stay in one place. It's impossible. I can't.
Exactly.
I would go crazy.
Yeah.
I would go crazy, man.
Definitely.
You know, even if I have to cut off a arm, we have to expand. We have to grow. But that is the plan. And, you know, within, you know, the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you know, we're not only going to be catering just to clients in the United States, but worldwide as well.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, sounds good. I'm for it, man. I love when people have the enthusiasm and ambition to get something like, hey, like go for it.
100%, man. Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. So thank you for sharing that story, like the background and the beginning of it. And also you have a really good backbone, your uncle, and with a lot of experience in this field. All right. So, like as you started your business, what are the challenges you faced in the beginning?
Not necessarily. I mean, with any business, there's always challenges.
Yes.
You know, there's always so that's what separates, you know, a true entrepreneur from, you know, just a regular individual. You have to deal with chaos, but you have to deal with chaos in a way that is very meticulous. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's what really separates us. I mean, I don't want to go too much in depth, because I can go on for on. But the main thing I want to say that really stood was just getting clients, man. But what I found is, you know, throughout our business before we were on social media and, you know, getting a website and so forth, we would get clients just from word of mouth because of how good we are. You know, we're that sort of clientele. You know, I would make your suit, you would go to a party.
Yes.
You know, that suit looks very well fitted on you. Where did you get? And then, you know, it just goes from there.
Yeah.
So everything, you know, naturally is just word of mouth. That's what really helped organically. But, you know, I've really seen a lack of true bespoke within the Tampa, Florida, and even Florida in general as well. And so that's what really made me, okay, we can grow this, and we can grow this to a level where, you know, once again, it's worldwide, because an individual will always need custom garments and something that's fitted to you perfectly.
Yes.
At the highest level is, you know, and with that service background, it's very difficult to mimic and find. So.
You're right. Actually, sometimes I have a hard time finding the best suit. And
I think after this podcast, we're gonna have to get you measured up, man.
I know.
I'll bring the fabric books.
I know, right? I'm gonna need your service. So.
It'll be a pleasure.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, another one, like there are so many other like custom suite providers. Like they say that, hey, we are the best custom suite, and I know of, like, after talking to you and when studying your website, I realized that you have some unique approach. Can you explain about your unique approach?
Well, I mean, as far as approach, so here's the first thing. What separates us from other businesses within the Tampa, Florida, is we are true bespoke. We're not only custom suits. You can have a custom suit made overseas in China and then have it delivered here and then have little adjustments made. Yes. Everything that we do is made in-house, and everything we import is directly from Italy. Fabrics imported from Italy, and everything is made and cut in-house. That is what truly makes a separation from true bespoke and custom clothing. Secondly, to add to that, with true bespoke, you have more than one fitting, so we start off with a garment that's a skeleton of garment. You're able to see the true guts, the backbone of what makes a suit, the canvassing. You see it with the fabric, the lining, everything is just all attached by this basted white thread, and you gradually see from point A to point C your suit being made, and you're getting measured. And the thing about bespoke is everything is taken in consideration: the slope of the shoulders, the depth of the armhole, the way that you walk, the way that you sit. Everything is taken in consideration with true bespoke, and we're able to really pinpoint those things when we have those first, second, or third fittings. Some clients believe that if they have bespoke, they have to go through the process every single time, but that's not necessarily the case, because once we make your pattern and we're accustomed to your size, we will take it from there. From that point on, it is a bit of an investment of your time in the beginning, but after, it does save a lot of time in the long run. So that's one of the main differences.
All right, that's perfect. So even and I understand that now, and also anyone who listens to this podcast will understand what is a very unique approach you have, and which is which we really need. People to know why you are unique and why they should come to you.
And another thing to add as well is the main thing is bespoke is not cheap in any way. And there's a reason why it's because there's that education that's backed with it. Do take that in consideration as well. So that's what makes true bespoke. I
see. All right. Thank you very much for that. And that's fascinating. And another one, like actually, that I think it will be more valuable to share. Like your business, the way you operate is like appointments only.
Strictly.
So, people cannot just walk into your shop.
No. So we do have a private office that, we have individuals that are very new to the bespoke world. I do want something, to show them as far as from point A to point C, the process, how different bespoke suits vary, different constructions and so forth. But an individual that's, that's accustomed to custom suits in the past, but really wants something at the highest level and true bespoke. Majority of our businesses, we always travel to the client. We always work around the client's schedule. That is our main business. Even in the structure of 5, 10 or so forth years, for us to even open a brick and mortar, that wouldn't be an option, just because to preserve the identity of our brand. Even if we were to open up a shop, all it would be a workshop, a atelier, which would be just showing the workers making the suits. But that'll be all. But as far as choosing out the fabrics and commissioning a suit, strictly by appointment only.
Wow, that's okay. So that's a very good experience in that regards for the client. I think client has more flexibility in that regard.
That is correct. Yeah.
So client can make an appointment whenever he wants.
Yes.
And either at your store.
Yeah.
Or either at his home, at his
home, office, business. I mean, once again, we are here to cater to the client. We're not just a traditional. It's not a retail store. This is a different level of clothing.
So how does a client make an appointment?
No, usually, I mean, as far as appointments, email is always the best option. Okay, because that way we can actually go through what you need. But once again, through phone or even through our website. As far as right now, we're getting our website going, Instagram, social media, and so forth. But beforehand, once again, we only dealt with word of mouth. Very organic, and word of mouth. If you have clients word of mouth, that means you're doing something.
That's fascinating, because that's organic.
Correct.
like that means your quality is best. Like
That is correct.
That's perfect. That's great. And how long you have been doing this business in Tampa, Florida?
So as far as for Tampa clients, because we have catered to clients in Tampa and in New York as well.
Oh.
Some in Texas. But as far as for Tampa specifically, I want to say around 3 years now.
3 years, wow.
3.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So, and then do you have any client stories that is kind of really fascinating and that you were happy about doing that, and any particular stories?
Well, let me actually tell you. So this past week, and last month, so we've had a client. He's a very big professor at a university. I won't mention his name. Okay, but he's actually been one of our first clients to commission suits from us. And he's commissioned suits from us for a number of years, okay, about 4 years now. And his son actually just graduated high school, so he wanted to gift him a bespoke suit. So it was really beautiful to see that process, of you're making this individual suit, but he also wants his suit being made by the same individual. It's just something to it, and it's really special because they both got not very similar suits, but they really enjoyed the process, and I enjoyed it as well, going through it and explaining. But as far as I really enjoyed going through that whole process. My main pleasure within making bespoke suits is getting that gratification of a client of receiving a garment that he's never been fitted in before, something that he's actually able to move in. Yes. People have this misconstrued idea that you're supposed to have a suit that's tight and you're not able to move, it limits your ability to move. A suit's supposed to flow with you in any way. It doesn't matter, if it's made at the highest level in the correct way, that is the way a bespoke suit is supposed to fit.
Actually, man, to be honest, like I wasn't a big fan of suits, right? I'm wearing them just because I have to.
Yeah.
Like now I'm learning kind of an art about it, like kind of artistic view.
It's a different world, man.
Yeah, and then it's gonna show my appearance, right?
It's the way to express yourself.
Yeah.
You understand? Yes. With an individual, because the thing is, impressions are everything.
Yes.
That is very important within our business.
Yeah.
If you have a gala, then you're going to make it presentable for the gala. We're doing a dinner jacket, we're doing a white dress shirt, studs, bow tie, and so forth. But if you're going to an art gala, we're going with something with a little bit more style. A little bit, we can go with the nice cream colored trousers, a nice light blue, powder blue shirt with a plaid shawl color jacket, something that's very stylish, elegant, but suitable for the occasion. It's really bespoke, and not even that, but dressing up is a true representation of yourself and the way that you want to portray yourself to others. That is the most important thing.
Yeah, and I totally understand. Recently, I graduated from University of South Florida as a computer engineer, and my gala, and I ordered it with my measurement.
Okay.
And I bought it rather than renting it. So when you buy it, you have the opportunity to get the measured one. And some of my friends just rented it, and then when they got it, they had trouble with it.
Okay.
They didn't have that kind of, oh my goodness, this is too big to me. And when I had mine, I'm like, oh wow, I feel good. This is it's a big event now. In the same way, and the suits too, right? And when you mentioned about the gala, it came to my mind. That's right. It kind of gives me a kind of
that
feeling.
Confidence, man.
Yes.
It's especially if you whenever you have a bespoke suit, and I've noticed this with 99.9% of my clients.
Yes.
After they get the bespoke suit, they walk a little bit straighter. Their tone gets a little bit deeper. Why? Because they have that confidence in them that they have a suit made at the highest level. Wow. You know what I mean? And that actually fits nice, and the compliments that follow it. It's like no other. So
fantastic. So that means we must have our own custom suit.
That is correct. So right after this podcast, man. Maybe we'll do the journey.
Yeah, exactly. Call Sultan Raha.
Yeah, that's it.
Go to website sultanraha.com.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, it's very fascinating. Actually, I'm excited to learn about this, and because I wasn't a really big fan of suits or anything like that, but I'm learning about the styling, all that. I think I need it slowly. So, and now since this 3 years of business doing in Tampa, and obviously your uncle has more than 40 years of
Correct,
experience
yes.
and all that. So how has Sultan Raha evolved since its inception?
Well, I mean, as far as evolving, the main thing is just the gradual increase in clients that we have been seeing, and I've been seeing more individuals that want to dress up and they want something made at the highest level. As far as the business aspect, within the end of the year, we are planning to have to build a bigger workshop within downtown Tampa.
Wow.
Then to be in the end of this year, beginning of next year. But once again, that is just a workshop for individuals to really see how the work is being done from start to finish and so forth. But as far as me going to clients and all that is still the same. I'm still going out to clients. I'm still running from here to here.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as work-life balance. There's no such thing as that.
Yes.
So, but just one thing after another, man. Building an empire overnight is not easy. So.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, same thing. And some people ask me, what do you do in the weekend? I'm like, what weekend?
There's no weekends, man.
We don't have weekends.
There's no weekends, man. On the weekends, I'm with my uncle. I'm catering to clients, man. I'm just running around.
Exactly.
So last week, just in Miami. So it's
wow.
Exactly. So
5 hours drive.
So it gets crazy, man. It really does. It gets hectic.
Yeah, same thing. Like no holidays, no weekends, and we don't know. Is it Saturday or Sunday or what?
That's it, man. All we know is what's next.
What is next? What is the next thing? Or who are we meeting next?
Exactly, man. There's no, and that's what I think really separates a true entrepreneur from a regular individual, because you have to have that controlled chaos, but have it under control, if that makes sense, to a certain degree.
Yes.
So that's what really separates one from the other. And I've noticed this with speaking with different clients that are within the entrepreneurial industry, as far as marketing and so forth, whether that's sales, that it's very, very like-minded, controlled chaos, but you have to know how to control it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Chaos is the essence of business.
Yeah, otherwise there's no business. I mean, it's not like
exactly, man. I'll start getting worried if everything's quiet. And everything's going the way that it should be.
Exactly.
Something's not right.
Yes, something's not like. And this is not a kind of a journey on a red carpet.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%, man.
Yeah. This is a good point, actually, specifically for the new entrepreneurs or anyone who wants to start a new entrepreneurship. A lot of people think like, oh no, you need to have life too.
No.
I'm like, what kind of life you're talking about? Yeah. This is my life.
This is life, yeah.
Right? Like,
because some people want, they have this misconception that you need that separation between business and life.
Yes.
But the business is the life.
Exactly.
Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were just in Miami, you're at the house enjoying your time. You have that 1 hour to enjoy, but the next hour, the client's coming in to look at the fabrics.
Yes.
And to get fitted.
Yes.
So, but that's what. That's what the entrepreneurial life is, that excitement and, it's like going back to the chaos and so forth of it. Yeah. But there is no such thing as easy and gentle. Yes. And that's going back to the first point that you made, as far as, what are some difficulties that I found within, the beginning stages, was that, I had this misconstrued idea that I'm able to have separate this, that I'm able to structure it into a way that, if the client has to follow what I have to say. That's not the way that it is, man. You're always catering to the client. You're always, trying to work around, and you're always moving things. You have to sacrifice so many things for such a little reward, in the beginning.
Yes.
But, that's what separates the strong-minded and the weak-minded as well. So
yes,
that's the main thing.
Yes, and I believe in that too. What for me, when I get something done for a client and when I am able to bring results and help my clients, it makes me so happy. It makes me happy.
100%.
Like, it's a lot of fun in there, and I am enjoying my life. I don't have a mindset. Oh my God, when is the clock going to be 5?
Yeah.
I want to run home. No, I don't have that mindset. I'm always in okay, what is next and what is going to be the new thing that we're going to do. There's so much joy, like something looking forward to, right? That's a different between the business world rather than working a regular job.
Correct.
And I think you enjoy what you're doing.
Well, I mean, I really do. I mean, you not see the way I'm dressed.
Exactly. Right?
You not see what I give up everything for. But
exactly. Yes.
Other than that, man, as far as for me, that's what really made me decide, that I'm not only following the business world, but specifically Bespoke. It's that gratification, man.
Yes.
When I was in high school and even in middle school, we would have, I would always gather my friends and we would always sell, so we would always go to wholesale, buy chips and so forth. And, I've always had that entrepreneurial mindset, and I've always been great at not necessarily leading, but organizing, I know where to put everybody, in the right place as far as their strengths and so forth.
Yes.
And I've always been good at that. And I've always been like that, within, middle school, high school. So I've always had that business, inside of me. And what really made me go from one thing to another is just that gratification, man. Once you make that first sale, it's just like, you're like, where's the next one? You know what I mean?
So tell me about it, man. It's really amazing. Like, same thing with me too. Like starting my business and with Make It Viral Media, and some people say, no, you need to do a regular job too. The business always doesn't thrive.
Yeah.
Like, my point of view is like, yeah, I know, but it's not the point. Point is like,
but what if it does thrive?
Yeah, no.
But what if it does?
You make it thrive, man.
100%. Yeah.
It may take like 10 years, 20 years, doesn't matter. You make it thrive. You make it happen.
I saw about this one entrepreneur. I think he's in the fitness industry, and I really liked what he said. Where to know where an individual's mindset is how they measure things. For an entrepreneurial mindset, you don't measure things in days or weeks.
Yes.
We measure it in years.
Yes.
So it's not gonna happen 6 months. Okay, that's fine. It's not gonna happen in the next year. That's okay. It's not gonna happen in the next 5 years. But we're fine with that. We're gonna keep following the objective the way that it needs to be.
Yes.
But an individual that's not strong minded like that to a certain degree, would fall and crumble within halfway of doing it, and all they have is just the other half to go through, and they're already there.
Yes, definitely.
So that's the one thing. That's what I really liked as well, because it's all about how you measure things, and how you measure achievements, goals, and so forth.
Exactly.
So that's just the
one of the story that I learned, actually, I even today, I love that. What I learned, it's about Amazon.
Yeah.
So Jeff Bezos, and he says that in the beginning, one of the documentary I saw this, 20 years they didn't make any profit.
Yeah.
Like he keeps saying to his investors, it is not the profit right now. This is not a short term. This is a long term. Look far away. Long term goal.
100%.
And he was able to retain his investors and keep them motivated to bring himself and his business to where it is.
It's at right now. Yeah.
Like unbelievable, like
100%.
20 years no profit. Then some people would like just let it go. No, this is useless.
Yeah. 100%, man.
Yeah, this is useless.
Because you have to understand, it's the vision.
Yes.
For us, even with Sultan Raha, what really made me, go all in. And I know this will work because if you have, impeccable service and, a product of the highest level, the clients will follow.
Exactly.
And, and it's very sustainable. We're not just making fast, and cheap. There's something that is true art, that's to be talked about, not for this generation, but the generation thereafter, So that's what it really is. It's the vision and the brand, man.
Yeah. I believe that too, man. And the other thing is like, if you give up right now, like thinking that you can make it and that you accept the loss rather than making it happen, basically you just like, you who knows that next day you could have been turning everything around.
100%, man.
Like, you have to push it, right? That's what I believe in too, man. Like, I want to get that done one day. It's not today.
It's not today?
Like, what I believe is like, there are so much to learn, while we, being on this journey.
I'm learning every day, man. Exactly. Every hour, man.
Yes.
Even my uncle that's been in the industry for 40, 5+ years.
Yes.
He's even learning a few tricks from me as well.
Yes.
But you know what I mean? So you were always constantly learning. And, I've always, same thing, another, great entrepreneur, once you reach a point where you stop learning, that's where you know that, you're not going to the right path. as far as business wise. So
exactly, yeah. Thank you for that encouragement. Actually, it's a good point. We never give up and continue pushing. Keep pushing, and it's just a matter of time. Actually,
100%.
it's not any other thing. It's just a matter of time, and keep the right attitude and keep pushing, and we can get there.
It's all about delaying that gratification,
exactly.
man. The nice car, the business with you're being the emperor of your own kingdom.
Yes.
You have to delay that gratification, and people are unable, especially in this generation, to delay that gratification to a large extent.
Yeah, you're right, because most people, that young generation today, my clients and my school friends, sometimes they wanna be rich overnight.
Possible, man. Right, this is the power of compounding.
Yes, exactly.
That's all it is. Man.
Yeah, and exactly. There are so much to learn. I think learning it makes you stronger, and when you fail, that is a step of that is one lesson, right?
Yeah.
And you make your mistakes, and you develop your quality of your work or service or the product, and you keep continuing. Learn that is the best thing about feedback.
I want to give you a great example. Going back to Savile Row, the essence of bespoke tailoring and true tailoring. During that time, 200, 300 years ago, so forth. Tailoring was just something just a regular individual would do. It was not done at a type of prestige or a type of a high level. But look at it now. The grandfathers or great grandfathers that build the firms that make the bespoke suits, how they had to sacrifice for the name to build for these many years, where right now, a long while ago when they were first starting, they would make a suit for not even $200, a bespoke suit with the fabric and everything. Right now, Savile Row, you're looking at a minimum of $10,000, jacket and trousers.
Wow.
That's a minimum. But once again, it's made at, the highest level. You have an individual that's making the trousers, the coat, the waistcoat, the shirt. So everything is taken consideration. But once again, it's just that slow growth to a point where they've created, their name for themselves, and it wasn't overnight.
Yes, definitely. So. Yeah, I don't believe overnight things too. I mean, maybe you might have some luck on the way, or either something might happen, but it also comes along with your practice or either your focus. It doesn't come out of nowhere, but majority of people doesn't get like that.
100%.
Overnight.
I mean, at this point, everybody would be an entrepreneur. But
I know, everybody will be rich there, right?
Man, exactly, man. So
exactly, everybody doesn't have the same mindset to start even something when I ask people, hey, why don't you start a business? Oh my God, no, I cannot do that. I don't know, I cannot do it. They're just kind of a slave to that mindset.
Correct.
They don't have a bigger goal in life, and they just need to be comfortable, just work few hours and then go and
which is not bad. This is this type, when you're following the entrepreneurial path, or even as a business owner, it's not easy, man. It's definitely not easy. Whether it's the small mom and pop shop that's making coffee, you know what I mean, or even an individual that's selling cleaning supplies, in each industry, it's not easy, man. No matter how big, how small.
If you're comfortable with it, and if you're comfortable with life, and that's fine, but for me it is not.
100%, man. 100%, man.
I cannot. I just want to go. I want to know what is next.
100%. 100%.
What is behind this?
And the main thing for me is I've always wanted to control all the variables, and some people, you don't have to be an entrepreneur to be very wealthy, of course. That's been very evident within different companies, grand companies that you don't have to talk about. But as far as, the mindset that follows, it's not, you don't go into entrepreneurship, thinking you wanted to make all this money. It's truly about the control and the vision that you want to create to life, and how it assists people, at the highest level. That's what it really is.
You're 100% right, my friend, because I remember when I was, thinking about starting my marketing company, web design side stuff. And in the beginning, I didn't have money. And if I waited to collect let's say $100,000 or $1 million, this would not happen today. nothing would happen like this. I would be
just keep on waiting.
Yes, exactly.
It'll happen tomorrow.
Yeah, it will happen tomorrow.
5 years pass.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my 100,000. Like, it will never happen. And I didn't give up, and I didn't even have knowledge in the beginning. I learned from YouTube, and then I started going to college as well, and that is for computer engineering. Now I'm an engineer, and also I have been in marketing and web design industry almost 12 years. This has been a great journey actually. Now my knowledge is like expanded so much, experiences, and I'm looking forward to do more things in this like new artificial intelligence and a lot of this technology coming up, and there's a lot of things happening.
Once again, innovation, man.
Exactly. I'm ready to move on with it, you know. All right, man, and thank you very much for that, and it's a good inspiration. And now let's talk about like some good based on your experience. What would be the best advice you would give to new entrepreneurs?
I mean, as far as for entrepreneurs, man, it's very simple. Just don't give up, man. You know, if you're at the point where you're gonna break, just give it the next day, man. You know, give it the next day. That's all I can say. You know, it doesn't matter because every situation is different, and every business is structured in a different way. Variables are different, of course. You know, there's different aspects that are in play that you can't compare from one story to the other. But the main thing is that, you know, I can gather from other colleagues within different industries that I'm very close with, as well as different client stories. Just don't give up, man. You know, give it that other day. You know, give it one more week. You know what I mean? You're about to break. Just give it a little bit more time.
I think the best thing is like give up tomorrow, but not now.
No, 100%. Yeah.
Tomorrow will never come. It is always like approaching, but never arrives, right?
That is correct. Yeah.
So this give up tomorrow, but not now.
No, 100%.
Yeah, I think that's a good mantra. We should practice.
Yeah, you know, that's a good. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start using it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm not giving up today, but maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Just don't give up, man. No matter what it says, man. You know.
Yeah.
And you know, and this journey is not for, you know, for the weak-hearted or an individual that, you know, if you're able to sleep in your car and your business is still running, you have to have that type of mindset if you're an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? And, you know, I've heard, you know, one of the craziest stories from different clients of, you know, whether that's in medical sales or, you know, marketing, insurance, and so forth. But they're all very similar. Just don't give up.
Don't give up.
No matter what, the business has to run.
Yes.
If you're not eating, that's fine.
That's fine.
Is the business eating? That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
You're getting one client.
That's it.
Good.
They're good.
Yeah.
Good, man. You can eat ramen noodles for them.
Yes.
You're good.
Good. Exactly.
You don't need that. You don't need that steak right now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
That payment can be allocated into a better way within the business.
Exactly.
If the business is up and running and operating, that is what you want.
Exactly.
That's it, man. If you don't have a client, if you're not getting a client the next 6 months, just wait for the other 6 months.
Yeah, you might get one like right after that 6 months.
Exactly, man.
So you're 100%.
Once again, you know, from my past experience with different clients, not only, you know, me, because, you know, me, I've had great support, you know, whether that's from my family, you know, specifically, you know, my mother, my father. So they have supported me throughout everything that I've, you know, every decision that I've made. And they've also, you know, always held me at such a high regard for any decision that I've made, especially, you know, with what I'm doing right now. So, but, you know, if you have, apart from giving up, if you have that support, man, if you have that voice that says, just, you know, go get it, man. I'm with you. Even if you don't really need them, but you just need that reassurance. Like, I'm here if you need anything.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's nice to have. And it really does help if you're able to find, you know, a friend, you know, family member, even better, of course.
Yes.
You know, not necessarily, you know, you don't need that financial help. All you need is just, you know,
just be there.
Just be there, man.
Maybe. Yeah.
Just be there, because, you know, that's all it is. Words are everything.
Yes.
You know?
But not someone who's going to say, oh, yeah, just give it up and do something. Just do a job.
You should just run away from them. I don't know why you're still in this, why you're still in the vicinity.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you know, words are everything. And it really does. Because I remember this one quote I read from this book. It was like Marcus Aurelius. And I also saw it in a different podcast as well. You know, I think it was like the 9th emperor or whatever. You guys can quote me on that. But he had a slave, and, you know, he was a great emperor at his time, very young general and so forth. And he would have his slave in the back, and he would just every night at dinner whisper in his ear, "You're just a man."
Wow.
you're just a man.
Yeah.
And he would repeat that, and that, and you could see that the power of the words, how it allocated him to be the best of who he is.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Words are everything, man. You just need, you need that support.
Definitely. I know that I also approach sometimes like some people when I need a good kind of a little bit of push.
100%. Yeah.
I also have some, I would call mentors and people who, they're not telling me to give up on anything. They're like, oh, wow, we are the go-getters. Go and get it.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. So is there any key lesson that you learned over this entrepreneurship? And any other,
Well, specifically within the bespoke business, I mean, it's all about, because for me, I cater to a specific type of clientele, and I'm very proud to say that. For all my clients, I always love to work with them. If I don't want to work with you, I'm not going to work with you to a certain degree. So that's what, but I'm very, blessed that all my clients, we just have an excellent connection. 3 weeks ago, I was just invited to a client's wedding.
Wow.
It was a Nigerian wedding. It was beautiful. His tuxedo came out nice, and and it was just such a great gesture for him to invite me out to his. You know what I mean? Wow. We have that type of connection. Yeah. Another client, he invited me over to have dinner. Wow. The family, after we did the fabric measurements, he was like, come after. And so, I'm very blessed. But the thing is, the main key point is you have to know how to, how to deal with certain type of personalities, characteristics, because not every individual is the same, and not every individual is programmed, a way.
Yes.
So you have to be able to cater to them in every aspect.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you want to make sure your client is happy.
Yeah. My main thing is just read up on psychology. That's the main thing. Know what an individual. Know the habits.
You're right. You need to learn about each individual client because their psychology individually kind of a little
100%,
can be different. Yeah. And you need to be able to speak to their mind.
Correct. Yeah. Because I've noticed that early on. The way that I speak with this one client is not the same way that I would speak to this other stuff. The way that I would, present, the garments or so. Just there has to be a different shift of personality with each client. So you're playing jack of trades.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but.
So you get that experience, and you're going to be good at it as you're doing it.
Yes.
Right?
Correct. Yeah, 100%, man. I wasn't, because the thing is, some people have this misconstrued idea that, I'm just excellent and I have, measurements are always perfect and so forth. But it doesn't happen, man. But that's what a thriving business is. You learn from your mistakes.
Yes.
You go back to the drawing board, you perfect what needs to be perfected, and then you go back out there, man. That's it. You just going back. You don't give up.
Yeah. So you don't have to wait until you become perfect.
No, there is no such thing.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Yes, there's a beauty in failing. There's a beauty in being embarrassed in front of a client.
Yes.
And not knowing what to do.
Yes.
You're being put in a position, to better adapt to that situation.
Yes.
Thereafter, so that's
right. You're right. You're 100% right. Actually, you're learning from it, and then you grow from it.
100%. Yeah. That's all you can do.
Yes.
But if you keep making the same mistake, I think it's time for you to just change industries. I'm just being honest, like this.
Yes, exactly. Then that means you're not changing.
Because if you keep making the same mistake and you're not going back to the drawing board, and because the thing is, with not giving up, there also has to go in the aspect of self improvement as well. If you're not improving yourself, also there's just you're going through a road as a dead end.
Yes.
You have to have that self improvement, man.
Yeah.
That's just
so you're completely right. So as you do all that, do you take care of your health?
Yeah, what I mean, as far as health, I exercise. I don't have a gut. By all means, I think I'm a pretty fairly nice body, but I try to work out regularly.
Yeah.
As far as eat healthy food, Moroccan food is delicious. By the way, it's not the healthiest to a certain degree. There's a lot of carbohydrates and a lot of things, but it's it's probably one of the best foods in the world.
Yeah. So how does your day look like? Since you're a businessman and
So first things first, wake up, emails. That is the first thing, of course. Emails, figure out the clients as far as, allocation of fabric and so forth. So I'm usually, as far as in the morning, emails probably about 2 or 3 hours sitting on the computer.
Okay.
that's what I need to do. I allocate different type of emails. After that, once again, just appointments, cater to clients. If I don't have any appointments, then I'm at the workshop with my uncle. Okay. We're working on the suits. Okay. So there is no moment of break or I'm chilling this day. Okay. There is no such thing. You know, if I'm not running around, I'm running around in the workshop.
Wow.
That's just all it is, man.
Yeah. So you also get enough sleep too, right?
Yeah. 5 hours, 6 hours, yeah. That's enough.
That's exactly what I do too, man. That's
That's enough.
the same question people ask me as well. Yeah. Like, do you sleep? Yeah. Do you have time to sleep? Yeah, 5 to 6 hours. Some days 4 hours.
You know,
like maybe once in a while if my body just really.
But
crashed.
you know, but when it reaches a point, you know, that I've been running so long and I have to stay up because there's an issue that I have to fix.
Yes.
If I need to sleep those 8-9 hours, then I will allocate myself because you know, if you're not in the best position mentally, you can't operate at the highest level. Exactly. So that's, you know, if I need to move this out of the way or if I need to postpone this, then it has to be done.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah, I believe the same thing, and I think we have exactly same mindset.
Yeah, 100%. And once again, no, very similar. Because I've noticed this within, you know, the business world is, you know, all of our stores are different.
Yes,
but the essence of the story is very similar.
Yeah, same principle. Like everyone, like doing like
values are also the same as well. So.
Yeah, like I don't want to sleep 10 hours per day. No way. Even if I sleep 8 hours, sometimes I'm like, I felt like I did too much. But 5 to 6 hours make me more comfortable.
That's enough.
That's enough. Totally enough. Yeah, that's great. So so I really want to balance with my health and workout. I lost my workout since my school because of my school. That took that took so much time, and it was
it's not an excuse, man.
I understand. I totally understand.
After this, we're going on the treadmill.
I do now. I started. I'm back on track actually. Yes, and I'm now going to gym again, and I'm getting back to my shape. And I kind of went through a hard time with losing my family. I don't like to bring anything as excuses, but it was really challenging, and my main focus was to get my degree done, 100%. And now I'm done. This is my third week spending with no school. I graduated.
Nice, yeah.
And so this is the first episode of the Make It Viral media and technology. And I'm so excited about this as well. And I want to thank you for accepting the invitation to join us as first guest.
No, pleasure.
And yes, sir.
First guest to many.
I know, first guest to many. And also, again, we will talk about more stuff especially in the entrepreneurship and more encouraging and more tricks and tips that people can use for day-to-day life, specifically in business world. And I think we have a lot to talk about and share our experience and knowledge to the new entrepreneurs and people who struggle, and they can get there, very
100%.
easy, and get it done.
100%.
And the last question I want to ask you is...
That'd be a good question.
It is, actually. I think it is one. Because so many people ask me this question as well. How do you stay motivated and inspired in your business?
That's a good question.
I know, I told you.
That's a good question. Well, I mean, here's the thing, man. For me, I have, and that's one thing, on the entrepreneurial side, I have something inside of me that is just it's nonstop. I'm always imagining what's the next step. How can I build this even bigger? What's it going to look like in 20 years? The thing for me is, the most important thing I want to say is just set a goal.
Yeah.
Set that goal and just work towards it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Don't, the sky's the limit.
Yes.
Sky is the limit. That's all it is. And I'm not just talking about, something that's philosophical or anything, but I'm talking about past experiences within, different industries and successful business owners, that were able to create a brand from nothing.
Yes.
So my main thing is, just have that goal. For me, once again, I'm going to build this empire. I'm not wanting to. I'm going to. Yes. There's a difference. When you allocate your words to a certain way, the performance also follows along with it. If you are going to do it, you're going to wake up every day going towards that goal. Yeah. So that's it, man.
You have a purpose when you wake up, huh?
That's all it is, man.
Yeah,
that's all it is. That's all it is. And it's just competition, because the thing is, if I'm not going to do it, somebody else is going to do it.
Exactly.
And I hate losing.
Me too.
I hate losing. And I've always been like that. you know. So that's just, you know, whether in any aspect, I've always hated losing, and that's one thing that I've always noticed about me. That's always assisted me per se. You know, whether I have to go through the gray lines a bit for me to be able to win, I just hate losing. So that's just the most important thing for me.
You're a winner.
Yeah. Even if I have to lose everything but for me to lose in a competition with you, I can't lose.
Yeah.
I can't lose, man.
So that means you are not gonna give up until you win.
Yeah. Until there's no shred of blood in me, I'm gonna win. That's it. I just hate losing too. I've always been like that, you know, and I've always, you know, and my mother specifically instilled this in me at a very young age. You know what I mean? You know, just can't lose. You can't lose. You have to be the wolf. You have to be the lion, you know, within the jungle. You have to be. There's no other choice, you know, and you have to go in with that mindset, and that's just all it is, man.
You're right. Yeah. So since you brought your parents, and so how your parents support your goal?
Once again, man, you know, they have that just you know, not necessarily don't give up, but like that reassurance.
Yes.
You know, that, you know, we support you in everything that you do. You know, we may not agree on some things because they, you know, they came from Morocco and so forth, and you know, they have different ways of doing things and different views, and I have to explain and so forth. But, you know, once you read between the lines, they understand.
Yes.
And, you know, and they know why I'm doing it. But, you know, once again, they're very proud, and they know what I'm going to build. They know where this can end up at. So,
wow.
And this is not the only business. So,
perfect. So you have
one to many. So.
One to many. Yeah, exactly.
That's all it is.
Yeah, man. Same thing to me. Same thing. Many, I'm not just focusing on one. First build one and then build another one.
That's it,
another one, and go on. Enjoy life.
That's all it is. Whether it's in the same industry, which I hope is going to be in the same industry. You know, fabric mills and so forth. You know, sourcing and you know
you have a more longer time, longer
100%, man. You know?
You have
Sultan Raha is not only for bespoke, man. We're also going to be sourcing one of the finest fabrics. That's, you know, once again, I'm not going to give too much of my plan, but
I understand, totally understand. I'm looking forward to be a partner of your company, your businesses, and everything, and support your business as a marketing company for all the way up there, man. And me and my team will always be there, and I'm excited and to even starting your project at Make It Viral Media, and we are excited, and now my team is dedicated and excited to see how we are going to grow together.
Likewise, man. Likewise, you guys are
great. And thank you very much for your time, man. And this is being great. And first episode.
Yeah.
And I enjoy, I didn't feel like I'm really recording anything.
Well, yeah, because I'm such a good, conversationalist.
Yes,
everybody knows that. I love talking to people. So, that's another thing as well.
Yes, yeah, exactly. You have it. Otherwise, you won't be able to, keep the next client coming.
Of course, man. Yeah. That's another point too. Because that's me. I've always loved, interacting with different individuals. I never felt uncomfortable. I'm not introverted in any way, but also not very extroverted. Like I'm very out there. But, just there in the room.
So you don't hate to talk to people?
No.
Perfect. So you love it.
Yes.
You enjoy it.
That is the business. If I don't, then I should go sit behind a computer at this point.
Yeah, because I know some friends and they hate to talk to people.
Oh, yeah, 100%, man. I even have some clients, they would come in. You would have two different type of clients. The one that's, very wealthy, very full of himself to a certain degree. He's like, and he wants to show us a little bit of his arrogance. Yeah. But you also have the other individual, same, wealthy and so forth, but he's very shy. He's very, you have to make him comfortable. He's like a closed shell, but you have to slowly unwrap it. So that's where it comes in, that aspect of knowing how to accolade yourself within different personalities and individuals. So
wow. So that kind of gives me another curiosity.
Okay.
About these clients, when you talk to clients, you have to adjust your attitude as well.
Yeah, you have everything, man. Right?
And you have to be humble sometimes, because they're kind of I am the superior. Yeah. If people come with that kind of ego.
Exactly.
Then if you raise your ego, then there's a conflict.
And we don't want that.
So then you become the master of okay, now be humble, right?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, I think
48 laws of power.
Yeah.
Dangerous book.
Yeah, so like, okay, now put the humility, like, no, the humility, like, yeah, be humble.
100%, man.
Yeah.
And and then it's not only that. Once again, I love all my clients that I work with. And the thing is, once you commission a suit from me, I've noticed this is we really build a relationship. It's not just a one and then you're going to a store and you're buying this, or you just call me up just to get a shirt or two and that's it. I really try to build that relationship. The most important thing is building that relationship. All my other mentors, they've been creating suits for not only their clients but their children as well. That's the type of relationship that you want.
Yes,
and it's something like it's a one-to-one. You can't find that.
You can, yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's great. Like, you're maintaining a really great relationship with your customers and make them happy. And they invited you to dinner and wedding. That's
only the small part, man. I have other stories, but we're gonna be here for a while.
Yes, I think we already over 1 hour.
1 hour or so.
Yeah, I think I'm expecting to have you again another day.
100%, man.
Yeah, and then we can talk more about this stuff. And,
pleasure, man.
I greatly believe, like, I strongly believe that this will help new entrepreneurs as well, and then even people who are trying to do business, and this will be a good encouragement for them.
Yeah, 100%.
Because for me, I don't take myself as like a multi-millionaire or in the millionaire, because I'm a small business company and then I'm trying to grow, right?
100%.
So our target is to get there, but we are enjoying what we are doing.
100%.
It's not about becoming a multi-millionaire overnight, right? Yeah. The success is not like you can measure it. You can say that I will be successful if I have $1 million, but I also can be successful if I enjoy every day, daily. I'm happy in what I'm doing. I enjoy something, I enjoy what I'm doing, and also I'm doing something new every day, each day, and overcoming challenges and accepting failures, and then learn from that and then grow. And that means I'm successful.
100%.
I'm growing, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm learning from even every other entrepreneurs, even while talking to you, and step by step, and winning clients' heart, and having that relationship, and then having that long-term goal, the journey that you have a clear vision. Like, it's amazing. Like, I think that's what keeps us going.
100%, man.
Motivation.
Okay, I've said it better. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Man. Okay, so thank you very much, Sultan, and
pleasure, man,
for joining us today. And this is our first episode, Make It Viral Media from podcast. First episode, Entrepreneurs Stories. We'll come up with a good name.
We'll look at some names after this.
Okay, yeah,
we'll find a good name.
Exactly.
We'll find a good name.
Yeah, and do this by Make It Wild Media. And all right, so for today we're gonna end this podcast conversation.
Right.
And so, guys, do not give up.
All right.
Yeah, never give up.
That's it.
Just done.
Next.
Bye. Adios.